whole lot of things because, you know, films speak for themselves. I don't do many festivals not because I don't want to, but because I'm flying. Most of the time I'm never sure if I can make it, and I don't want to say I'm coming and then say, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it. That's kind of boring. So I'm very happy to be here. I love seeing the audience review, and I love the applause. How many filmmakers? Do we have filmmakers here?
des réalisateurs dans la salle.
Not enough, okay. Then I won't touch the subject. I have a message for the next 20 years, basically, and I've prepared the last 10 years in toys, and so is Hobo with a shotgun. I was at Sundance with Hobo and Millen Cross, and I couldn't have been happier. I was never there, and Redford was a big inspiration, and he still is for me. So I was celebrating my birthday at the same time, so in January 23, and you couldn't have seen a happier guy. The other thing that was interesting was that about 95% of the films that were shown there, any kind of films, were all digital. And it does tell, you know, it's like, even when I talk to my colleagues, they're still not awake. This is where we are, and this is what we should embrace. And I love it, and I'm ready for it, and I'm doing it. I shot a shit film. I won't tell you what it was. It was very interesting, a very experimental project. First-time director. There was also a photographer from the art school who wanted to make her own film. We shot the movie with a crew of 5. It was shot in Indonesia, Morocco, South Africa, and Belgium. But it didn't turn out. I think she got lost in her own story, which is really strange. But it was shot on a D7, and another camera that is for filmmakers. It's a dream. Every camera has its limits. Everything has its limits. And I don't think anything needs to be perfect. What we make is what we're trying to make, and then we finish it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's part of being alive. The Milner Cross, I think it took 2 years to make it. I think it took, I don't know how many people and how many little computers. This is all, this is a story of a very strong, interesting Polish director who is trying to find the stories in the painting, one painting by Rutger, which was done 400 years ago or something like that. And he does find some stories, and he sort of comes out of it again. And this is his trip, and of course, his challenge that he wanted to give me was that he wanted you to believe as the viewer that you were there. You were there in the painting. There's a lot of irony in it. I think it's very interesting that a filmmaker with a love for paintings dives into, let's say, the sort of only movies they had in 1880. Paintings were the only movies that would show any point of view in anything. But that's all there was. And the other irony is that while he was making this film, they could not reproduce the same colors that were in the painting. They were like looking through all kinds of programs to match the color. I'm colorblind, so I wouldn't know. But, they were having crazy problems, and that's also, I guess, the digital format. You're so free that you have to decide where to stop being free. And it's you who decides, which is great. But great. I hope you enjoy it. I had making off, but I found it yesterday. 9 minutes.